Good morning, Wildcats. We're here with Miss Abby, our librarian. Miss Abby, what made you want to become a librarian?
Well, I've always loved books. Books were always super important to me growing up, and being a reader, and even as a when I became a teacher, it was very important to me to have a classroom library. So when my the librarian that I worked with at my school found that out, she told me that she thought I should be a librarian, and I said, "Okay, I'll look into that." So here I am.
Perfect. How impactful do you think having a good campus morale can be on the overall academic success of a campus?
I think morale is incredibly important. Um, I think it's kind of like that saying where it says like happy wife, happy life. It's kind of like happy teachers, happy school. So when your teachers are happy, when they want to be at work in the morning, then that affects how well they teach and their interactions with the students, and of course that affects how well students do academically.
What are three goals that you have for your students and their exposure to the library this school year?
My first goal is just to get books into their hands so that they are having more access to books and have the opportunities for reading. My next goal for them is to really try to get them to love reading and to love um, find books that they love, find authors that they love, find genres that they love. And then my third goal would just be for them to realize that this is a space for learning and that it's a space for them and that they can come in here and get their books, but also learn here and grow academically here in the library.
Those are great. Three goals. This next question is kind of a three-part. First of all, why do you love reading? What is your favorite genre? And what is your favorite place to read?
Well, growing up, I feel like I came by a love of reading very honestly. Both of my parents are readers. Um, I that's always what I saw them doing. They would get home from work, they would pick up a book, and they would read. And we spent a lot of quiet time together because my dad would be reading his book, my mother would be reading her book, and the expectation for me was to read my book so they could read their books. So it was just I grew up in a reading household. That was just what we all did for fun. Um, my favorite genre that kind of flips back and forth sometimes, but I think pretty typically historical fiction. I really like historical fiction. My favorite place to read is in a big, fluffy, cozy armchair where the room's cold enough so I can have a blanket even in the middle of summer. Now, I don't always get to do that because I don't like paying my electric bill, but that would be ideal.
What is something interesting about you that may shock people?
I am a handy person. When I had my first house, I pulled up all the floors except for like in the kitchen, the bathrooms, which were tile, but I replaced all my carpet and all my flooring with hardwood floors and laid it myself.
Impressive. How does administrative support look to you? Sorry.
Um, I think administrative support looks like, um, you know, being available. Administrative support means that I have to see administrators. They have to be available for when I need to talk to them. I want to be able to see them in the halls. I want to be able to pull them into the room quickly if I need something. But it also looks like a willingness to take some risks, a willingness to follow what staff and teachers think might be the best for kids, even if that means trying something that's just a little bit new, and being supportive of teachers and thought processes.
If you could change one thing about the public school system, what would it be?
More time for the kids to play. I think them being able to play and explore their world and have the time to problem solve that often comes up with playing is really important, and I don't think that we get enough of that.
And finally, if you could describe yourself with one word, what would it be?
I don't know if I can always describe myself this way, but I always want to be able to describe myself this way, which is mindful, like mindful of other people, mindful of my job, and just approaching things with thought and, yeah, being a mindful person.
Great. Well, we enjoyed learning a little bit more about you, and we are glad to call you a Woodway Wildcat.
Oh, thank you.